DepEd Candon City Telescuela, kanlungan ng kaalaman tungo sa kahusayan at kaunlaran. Tara na! This is our first episode for Grade 7 English for the first quarter. I am Teacher Joma and I'll be your teacher for today's episode. Let us learn English in an easy and fun way. Are you ready to have fun while learning? That's great! Let's get started! One way we will be working with words this school year and enriching our bank of vocabulary is to work with analogies. So our first lesson in Grade 7 English is building vocabulary using analogy. This week's episode in Quarter 1 is anchored from the most essential learning competencies, which is or expressions that complete an analogy. In today's episode, you are expected to meet the following objectives. Number 1, define analogy and determine the relationship between words in an antonym and synonym analogy. In order for us to meet the set objectives, we are guided with the following questions. First, what is analogy? Second, what are the different types of analogy? Third, what are synonyms and antonyms? And fourth, how do you determine the relationship between words in an analogy? But before we start, let us have a try. Let us see if you will be able to determine how words are related or connected by answering this preliminary task prepared for you. What you will do is figure out the relationships of the given words in each statement, then choose the most logical word to complete each. You are given 5 seconds to answer. Kindly write your answers in your notebook. Number 1, evening is to morning as dinner is to letter A, breakfast, letter B, coffee, letter C, soup, and letter D, time. And the answer is letter A. Evening is the opposite of morning and dinner is the opposite of breakfast. It can also be that during evening we eat dinner and during morning we eat breakfast. Number 2, poverty is to wealth as sickness is to letter A, hospital, letter B, health, letter C, young, and letter D, food. And the answer is letter B. Poverty is the opposite of wealth, as sickness is the opposite of health. The pairs of words have opposite relationship. Number 3, battery is to flashlight, as hard drive is to letter A, car, letter B, computer, letter C, teacher, and letter D, school. And the answer is letter B. Battery is a part of flashlight as hard drive is a part of a computer. The pairs of words are the part and the whole. Number 4, tired is to sleep as hungry is to letter A, eat, letter B, cry, letter C, write, and letter D, yell. The answer is letter A. When you are tired, you should sleep, and when you are hungry, you should eat. These words have cause and effect relationship. And number 5, broom is to sweep as knife is to? Letter A, cat. Letter B, kitchen. Letter C, chef. And letter D, house. The answer is letter A. A broom is used to sweep while the knife is used to cut. In this pair of words, we have the object and the purpose. Did you answer all the items correctly? If yes, very good. If no, don't worry. As we go through the lesson, we will have a deeper understanding of how words are related in an analogy. Let's start our discussion with the definition of an analogy. What is analogy? An analogy compares two things that are mostly different from each other but have some traits in common. So the purpose of an analogy is to compare two different things that are similar in a way. It is a statement that contains sets of words in which there is a common relationship between those sets. You can see here that we have sets of words. We have kitten and cat, puppy and dog. It can also be observed that the analogy uses colons. The colon stands for words so that when you read it aloud, the analogy says, kitten is to cat as puppy is to dog. The single colon means is to, and the double colon means as. Looking back at the example, the double colon, which is read as, is the same as the equal sign in a mathematical equation where the left side of the equation is equal to the right side of the equation. The same with analogies. The relationship of the pair of words in the left side should be similar to the relationship of the pair of words in the right side. In this case, we would say that kitten is a young cat as puppy is a young dog. In this example, the relationship described is between young and adult animals. Let's have more examples. Let's have the first set of words. Endless is to eternal, as banned is to prohibited. Endless and eternal are synonyms or words that have the same meaning, just like the words banned and prohibited. So, the set of words are synonymous. Number 2, example, we have good is to bad, as black is to white. Good is the opposite of bad, as black is the opposite of white. So the set of words are opposite in meaning. We also have boy is to girl, as man is to woman. Boy is the opposite of a girl, as man is the opposite of a woman. Another example we have, husband is to spouse, as baby is to infant. Husband and spouse have the same meaning, just like baby and infant. The set of words are synonymous. There are many ways on how sets of words can be related. Thus, there are different types of analogy. We have antonyms, synonyms, object or purpose, source or product, part or whole, cause to effect, worker and tool, worker and working place, quantity and unit, and object and classification. But we will be taking up antonyms and synonyms in this episode. You are already familiar with antonyms. And when we say antonyms, These are words that mean the opposite. And so, antonym analogies consist of two pairs that show an opposite relationship. The relationship shown in an analogy with antonyms, a set of words, is opposition, or the words have opposite relationship. Let's have these examples. Number 1. Night is the day, as happy is the sad. Night is the opposite of day, as happy is the opposite of sad. Another example. Graceful is the clumsy, as early is the late. Graceful is the opposite of clumsy, as early is the opposite of late. Another example we have, up is the down, as hot is the cold. Up is the opposite of down, as hot is the opposite of cold. Synonyms, on the other hand, are words that mean the same thing, and synonym analogies consist of two pairs of synonyms. The first pair of words means the same thing, so the second pair must mean the same thing too. It does not mean that all the four words mean the same. Examples of synonym analogies. We have liquid is the fluid, as rock is the stone. The word liquid is synonymous to fluid, as rock is synonymous to stone. All the words in the set are nouns. Another example we have, joyful is to happy, as sad is to lonely. It is observed that all the words in this set are adjectives. The word joyful has the same meaning with happy, as sad has the same meaning with lonely. So the relationship shown in this example is similarity in meaning. We have another example. We have obese is to fat, as slim is to thin. The last set of words in the given examples are also adjectives. The word obese is a synonym of fat, as slim is a synonym of thin. The same with the other sets. The relationship shown in this analogy is similarity in meaning. And that ends the discussion for today's episode. Before you are going to have your activity, let us have a wrap-up of what has transpired in our lesson. We were able to discuss about analogy as a way of building our vocabulary. An analogy compares two things that are mostly different from each other but have some traits in common. It is a statement that contains a set of words in which there is a common relationship between those sets. It is not written as a sentence and uses single colon and double colon. However, when read aloud, the single colon is read as is to, while the double colon is read as. We have also discussed that there are different types of word analogies, but today we discuss the two types, which is the antonym and synonym analogies. Antonym analogies consist of two pairs that show an opposite relationship, while synonym analogies consist of two pairs of synonyms. Let's have an activity entitled Complete Me. Choose the letter of the word that completes each analogy. You may write your answers in your notebook. Number 1. Sad is to happy, as bored is to A. Angry, B. Excited, C. Gloomy, and D. Tired. And the answer is letter B. Excited. Sad is the opposite of happy, as bored is the opposite of excited. Number 2. Pretty is to beautiful as large is to letter A, chubby. Letter B, fat. Letter C, handsome. And letter D, huge. And the answer is letter D, huge. Pretty has the same meaning with beautiful as large has the same meaning with huge. Number 3. Push is to pull as give is to letter A, donate. Letter B, lend. Letter C, share. And letter D, take. And the answer is letter D. Push is the opposite of pull as give is the opposite of take. Number 4. Awake is to asleep as difficult is to letter A, hard. Letter B, tough. Letter C, smooth. And letter D, easy. The answer is letter D. Awake is the opposite of asleep as difficult is the opposite of easy. Number 5. Hate is to love as create is to letter A, make. Letter B, renovate. Letter C, destroy. And letter D, build. And the answer is letter C, destroy. Hate is the opposite of love as create is the opposite of destroy. Number 6. Wrong is to right as sky is to letter A, toy. Letter B, fly. Letter C, high. And letter D, earth. And the answer is letter D, earth. Wrong is the opposite of right as sky is the opposite of earth. Number 7. Begin is to end as open is to letter A, reach. Letter B, enter. Letter C, unlock. And letter D, close. And the answer is letter D, close. Begin is the opposite of end as open is the opposite of close. Number 8. Angry is to calm as clean is to letter A, neat. Letter B, happy. Letter C, lost. And letter D, dirty. And the answer is letter D, dirty. Angry is the opposite of calm as clean is the opposite of dirty. Number 9. Want is to desire as find is to letter A, discover. Letter B, missing. Letter C, remain. And letter D, fall. And the answer is letter A, discover. Want has the same meaning with desire as find has the same meaning with discover. And number 10, boy is to girl as day is to letter A, sun. Letter B, moon. Letter C, night. And letter D, star. And the answer is letter C, night. Boy is the opposite of girl as day is the opposite of night. Were you able to answer the items correctly? Congratulations everyone for a job well done. I hope you had fun learning the two types of analogies. On our next episode, we will be discussing other types of analogies. Thank you very much for tuning in. Once again, I am Teacher Joma quoting Albert Einstein. Growth comes through analogy, through seeing things connect rather than only seeing how they might be different. See you next episode!